Okay, how's it going, everybody? It's Nick and JHK here back for another episode of the Post Fight Podcast, SCMP, Martial Arts, South China Morning Post, Wednesday night, the usual time. I know we had a show yesterday, didn't we, John? We were doing the virtual press conference, the live show from One Friday Fights 34, which is coming out Friday, of course. But we were talking, should we do another show? We didn't know because we didn't know if we had a topic to talk about. And then sadly, yeah, Angela Lee posted a pretty huge update. So I thought it's best for us to come and chat about it for an hour or so. You know, if people want to drop by the chat, ask comments or ask questions, and leave comments, that's all fine as well. But, you know, we are going to be in Bangkok tomorrow. I'll see you there. But yeah, this is pretty huge news, isn't it? Angela Lee revealed in an article for the Players Tribune that she had a car crash. We all knew about this car crash in 2017. It was right before her title defense against Mei Yamaguchi in Singapore. And she revealed this car crash was actually a suicide attempt. And then she also confirmed publicly for the first time that Victoria Lee took her own life. So very, very powerful, painful article to read. I don't know. Did you read it all, John? I think it dropped about midnight last night or something in Asia. So where I was in Hong Kong, maybe too late for you, but yeah, it kind of really took me aback. It was a tough read, but it's a very inspirational read as well. We'll get into all of that, but yeah, first of all, just your first reaction to seeing this news.
It's kind of shocking, you know what I mean? Because when we found out about the car crash, there was no talks of anything like that, right? It was just an accident, you know. I guess she fell asleep behind the wheel. I think that's what was reported, right? That she fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed her car. But if you read the article, I recommend you guys, you know what I mean, if you're a fan or not, just go and read the article that she wrote explaining her views and her position on this. And she takes you step by step of like what exactly happened during that car crash, surrounding the car crash. You know what I mean? And she reveals a lot, and you could only feel for her and her family, and you know, and it's crazy because she attempted suicide, and then her sister committed suicide. It's just, how do you handle that, man? Like it's I don't know, man. I don't know how I would react if that was my siblings right there. Like if I was in Christian Lee's position, or you know, what was the younger brother's name?
Adrian Lee, yeah.
Adrian Lee, yeah. If you know those guys, you know, that's their sisters, man, and it's hard to imagine just being in that position, you know, during this time. And you know, luckily she got out of it, but man, massive tragedy with her younger sister Victoria, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's, you know, people will say like, you know, well, if it was like that, then you shouldn't be fighting, you know, all this nonsense, you know what I mean? Like there's anything you do, there's mental battles, anything you do, unless you're just sitting at your house in the basement of your mom's house, watching us and just commenting nonsense, you know, like what kind of stress do you have, right? Because you're living the life. But people that actually go and chase their dreams and face the fire, they're going to have, you know, mental breakdowns. I think everybody has mental breakdowns, you know what I mean, when they're challenged. And especially the way she talked about how the weight, I mean, the weight was the biggest issue, right? Her getting the weight down. There's so much stuff in the article, but, you know, just my initial reaction was I was surprised, you know what I mean, that was a suicide attempt.
Yeah, you hit it nail on the head there. I'll try and bring up the original article. So I remember in 2017, I think it was, when the car crash happened, I actually uploaded this story to SCMP's website. It was not written by me, it's by my old freelancer, Matthew Scott. I wasn't even covering one at the time. I was pretty new to SCMP. It was my first year on the desk, but yeah, I just published the article, I think, on the website, and this was the article. Yeah, car crash rules. One championship star, Angela Lee, out of Singapore title bout after she fell asleep at the wheel. it was. I remember at the time it was a bit of a crazy story, but you sort of don't question it.
No,
Uh,
because a lot of people fall asleep at the wheel,
yeah,
right? It's actually quite common, man. I've had friends that fell asleep at the wheel, and luckily they're still alive.
yeah, and you've had it with sports stars as well, like Tiger Woods.
Mhm.
He was on. Well,
I think there's a little different
they're
situation, right?
different.
Tiger Woods.
But that was it was like, yeah, you never really questioned was Angela taking something like pills, painkillers, anything like that. But
Yeah,
I think it was quickly forgotten about. She came back eventually, and then they had that rematch with Mei Yamaguchi in 2018, and then eventually, yeah, it sort of got forgotten about this whole thing. But you can see the car there, the wreck. This is a bad accident. If you read the Players Tribune article as well, she sort of describes that she was. I think it was a spot near her house. There was a spot off the highway where it just dropped off or something, and
yeah,
she drove as fast as she could into the guardrail, and then she just kind of all she could remember was the car rolling, 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 and I think the airbag went off, and that saved her life. Uh, yeah, pretty tough to read. And there's some people. I put a post on Twitter last night, and you know it blew up, and a lot of the usual trolls in the comments saying this and that. Uh, but I think it is pretty brave to come out and say what she said and to put it out there. I did a column for SCMP today about it, and you can say what you want, yeah, but I think it takes incredible bravery to admit something like this, because this industry, John, as I said in the article, you don't show weakness in this industry, right? I mean, from my experience, it's not something that is widely accepted. It's a wider problem in life, but I think especially in combat sports, would you agree?
yeah, um, yeah. Especially in combat sports, it's a tough guy sport, right? Like at the end of the day, it's like who's the toughest, who's the best. That's what the sport's about, and you've kind of let all the other stuff slip through the cracks until something like this happens, and then it hits you in the face, like smacks you in the face, and then you realize and you remember that these are just regular people, man. They're just regular people. It's you gotta stop putting them on the pedestal too much. You know what I mean? They're just like you. If you meet them in person, they have two hands, 2 feet. You know what I mean? They're just like you. So they have the same problems as you, except for they fight on the biggest stage in the world, right? Like they fight on the for the biggest promotions in the world, and and the media, you know what I mean? The media storms that they have to deal with, and interviews that they do, and things that are taken out of context, and that's all that stuff can add up in this game, you know. Um, man, it's yeah, like the article, dude. Like she said, she went the first time and she chickened out, right? Like she didn't do it. She
Hmm.
got like she didn't do it, and then she went around again the next attempt, and that's when she like hit the guardrail and then flipped the car. Man, what? I don't know. It's just insane, dude. But we don't really get much clarity, right, about her sister though. Like she did say that her sister committed suicide, but outside of that, we don't know what else is going on, right? But Angela Lee revealed a big part of herself, man, and respect to her for doing that, because she didn't have to do that. Angela Lee could have retired and just left and disappeared into Hawaii, into the Hawaiian Islands, and raised her kids and lived a great life, right? But she's out there, she wants to help people, which is phenomenal, I think.
Yeah, I think what you said, I agree with. She could have just disappeared, and I think that would be the easy option. But she, as it says here, this big bold quote, it's difficult to say and it might be difficult to hear, but I need to share the full picture. And I that's why I applaud her. This was not easy for her to say, and as she says in the article, she didn't tell anyone at the time, only her husband, Bruno Pucci. So she even kept this from her family for so long, and it raises difficult questions. It raises uncomfortable questions, but
Yeah.
all the more strength to Angela for revealing it now. And you've got to imagine this after you go through this, and then your younger sister takes her own life. It's gonna be even more painful to live with that. And then I commend Angela for coming out, and I don't blame her for taking as long as this took. It's taken 9 months, whatever, 10 months, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of tough to say
What's
anything else.
the what like? How do you put a time on mourning?
Yeah, yeah. You
How
don't,
do you?
you don't. Yeah,
No.
you mean I like I went through a similar thing. I lost a brother to suicide, but I didn't want to talk about it, certainly, for
Yeah.
a few months at least. Yeah, and I still don't want to talk. Like some people, when you mention it, they will say to you, "Like, I'm so sorry." Yeah, but I don't really want to engage and talk about it because it's just going to bring me down a little bit if I think about it too hard. But Angela Lee, she's in the spotlight constantly. It's okay for me. I can just slip back. No one knows who I am, but she cannot avoid that, and the Lee family cannot avoid this. This whole thing is played out in public. So credit to her, kudos to her for. I think, as I said, I did a column today, and I praised her for what I see as her leadership. I think she led the family. She did the public speaking when it needed to happen. She, Christian, Adrian, Ken, Jules, that they didn't, that they were able to kind of be shielded from all of the media glare. There were people calling up, hiring private investigators to dig up information. There were all these whack jobs on social media. At the time they were saying that Victoria died because of the COVID vaccine and stuff, and Angela had to stand up, and she's 26 years old, John, and I think she was 25 at the time it happened. So I'm 35. I for God's I when I was 25, I could not have handled this, and gotta pay credit to her for standing up and leading the way she did. I've always had respect for Angela. It's 10 times now. She's, like I said, an inspiration for people who I think have lost people or family members to suicide. The way she dealt with it, I wasn't strong the way she was strong, and I can only imagine. Like I can't imagine, how she was able to do what she did. So I have full respect for her. Yeah, it's a tough thing to read this article. I hope everyone's read it. It's a very important thing as well. But yeah, check it out. Players Tribune, and much respect to Bruno. I think he's a bit of an unsung hero. I love the guy, and when I interviewed him before his last fight, he said some very touching things about Angela, and you can see how close they are, and yeah, that family has taken a huge hit, and this is going to be another big hit for them, John. Right, but I think it was a necessary step to take to get towards fully healing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. To be honest with you, if Angela never came back, I'd be happy for her. You know what I mean? The way that she describes the pressure that she was feeling, and and that type of pressure, man. I think a lot of fighters feel that, and some can hide it well, some can, have breakdowns, some can overcome it. Um, I don't know if she's fully overcome it. You know what I mean? Like, imagine going into training camp with that heavy on your shoulders. Your sister. You know what I mean? Because everybody's gonna be talking about that ahead of the fight. Everybody's gonna be asking you about that. Is this fight? Are you paying tribute to your? Like that. That stuff can get into your head. You know what I mean? And put overwhelming pressure on you. If she never came back, man, she's done plenty, right? She's done plenty in the sport for the organization, especially. Man, she was She was the #1 star for the longest time. Am I wrong?
Oh, absolutely right. I think she was the face of the organization, and the way I think Ronda Rousey was the face of UFC or women's MMA in general in the UFC. But times move on. If Angela does go, I'm sure one will continue, and it'll be a shame because I still think she's so young. Yeah, like I said, 26, I think maybe 27, and she could go on another 5, 6, 7 years. You never know. I do think she would have probably retired young anyway, and I think she would, probably turn to family, and the she already has one daughter. I'm sure she may have other children with Bruno, but I I don't think she would have hung around long anyway. But if she does walk away now, I don't think it really affects her legacy. I think she's done everything that you could do in the sport and in the position she's in the sport. She was the first ever atomweight champion in one. She's defended it a bunch of times. She's faced adversity. She's come through it. You might say, yeah, could she have gone and got that strawweight title? I think that was her goal. I mean, I know that was her goal to beat Zhang Jingnan, and she was very disappointed when she lost that rematch there. I think that was still in her mind to go up and get that belt. But I don't think it's gonna eat away at her. Like she says, she has a greater purpose in life now. She told DC Daniel Cormier she's gonna save lives. It's not just about winning fights and winning titles. So I don't think if Angela walks away, anyone's gonna really regret. Feel it will be sad, of course. And she's a huge star, and she's probably the biggest star in one still in most respects. I think Rodtang has obviously popped up, and DJ's always there. But I think there's something about an Angela Lee fight that really brings in viewers, and I feel one mortgaged their company on her in the first few years. The beginning, or 2015 when I think she debuted. So yeah, there was a 5-year stretch or so where she was one championship, but like with Ronda, like with Conor, I think eventually the company will have to move on from stars, and if she does leave, then I think one championship will go on. It'll be fine, and she'll still stick around in some capacity, I hope. But we don't know, John. She's going to be in Singapore next week. She is going to. All we know is she's going to make a couple of big statements, and she's also doing a seminar at Evolve. But it seems like it's going to go one of either two ways, right? She's either going to retire, and then this title fight between Ham and Stamp is going to be for the divisional belt, not the interim belt, or she's going to say, I'm going to face the winner, down the road. What do you think will happen?
It's hard to say, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's hard to say, man. I think that she will. I don't know, man. Like, if she stopped fighting and she went into the cage and wrapped the belt around, the winner of Stamp versus Ham, and she walks away and commits her life to this new, what is it? This new nonprofit that she's creating.
Yeah, Fight Story.
Yeah, Fight Story, and works with One Championship closely to grow that and to educate people about mental health and to help people around the world. And One Championship does have the platform that could spread it to many, many people around the world. You know what I mean? So that could be a possibility too. That could be the big announcement, right? Like, the big announcement we're thinking is fight related, but it might not be fight related. It might be this entity that they've created. But who knows? I mean, maybe she's ready to fight. But the thing is, like, her father's not coaching anymore. If she does fight again, where is she gonna train? Like, who would be her coach? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that goes into her having a next camp or a fight. You know what I mean? After this, there's so many things that go into it. So It's very, very intricate, man. It's not a very simple thing like, oh, you got to fight, just train, and then you're going to fight. It's not like that, man. She's carrying a lot of baggage.
Yeah, and I think it's the same for Christian Lee and Adrian Lee. You know, I think Adrian has a fight coming up in the next week or two, or maybe next month, amateur fight. He's not stopping. It's evident. He's not going to quit his dreams of being a professional fighter. And Christian Lee is going to come back next year by the sounds of it. So I know that the family gym has reopened, United, Hawaii. So there must be some kind of plan in place, or maybe there's not. But I think eventually Christian will find a new coach, and Adrian. But yeah, my gut feeling says Angela is done, and
Yeah.
just from the looks of the video, I watched the. She did an interview with, Daniel Cormier on ESPN, and it just didn't seem to me like she's in any. Yeah. So, and I don't blame her. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
just
don't either.
observing.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna announce. Yeah, she's
She's done. And she's
either
gonna
she's done or
move
she's
on.
taking a more of a break. But
Yeah. And working on that could be what it is. She's going to announce that she's going to take a break, but she's going to leave the door open, but she's going to focus on doing her next mission in life, right? Is to save lives.
yeah, I mean, it could be anything. She could throw the gauntlet down and challenge Step. I don't know, or Step or him, but let's not speculate too much. Yeah, I.
There, going back to what you said about like the whole situation with Victoria, right? And the shroud of mystery, right?
Yeah,
Around her death. Dude, there's some people online that are just
yeah,
idiots and
yeah, for sure.
just complete morons, you know? Seriously. It's just
Well, it looks like we have a couple in the chat here.
oh,
So.
we always do every week. That's what I'm saying. These are the morons that they're cut from the same cloth, right? You know what I mean? They're morons, but we love them because they come into the chat and, make it interesting.
Yeah. Well, I try to be free speech and all that, and you can say what you want. So.
Yeah, of course, man.
But I had a lot of people in my mentions on Twitter just embarrassing themselves and
of course,
still pushing the. You have someone write an article saying that their sister killed themselves, and then you still got people going like, "What's her vaccine status?" It's like, okay, yeah.
what does the vaccine have to do with anything? You see that.
But it does. It like affects your mind that makes you want to kill yourself. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's so dumb. Like these people are like, it's not even your family member. Focus on your family. Why are you worried about other people's families?
Yeah, that's a good point.
If it's positive, then spread the positivity. But why you want to try to spread negativity? You think you're spreading positivity by doing that, especially someone that you don't even know? It was sad, man, to see all of that stuff, especially like when you would type in Victoria Lee on YouTube and it just
this guy here is putting up some sort of maybe I shouldn't publicize it, but there's some sort
you
of
probably shouldn't because this dude is like a straight
video.
conspiracy theorist. He probably thinks the Illuminati is real.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. You know what I mean? Like these are the types of people that are out there. They think 9/11 was a hoax. All of that stuff. Like these people are out there, and then they use that energy for somebody like a young girl, Victoria, which is sad. But that's the internet, man. Internet,
that's the internet.
Undefeated.
It's undefeated. Yeah, and look, you can say the stuff. It's fine, but we know. I knew what happened, and I couldn't report it. And I think a few people were in the same boat. They knew what happened, but out of respect for the family, if the family's not ready to share the reason or the cause of death, you cannot do it. And then to have people make up all this stuff and attack you. I think I unwisely got into some arguments with some people on my Twitter back when it happened, nearly a year ago.
Yeah, that's a problem. You
Uh,
shouldn't do
and
that.
then I was like, "Oh, what am I? What's the point?"
Yeah.
And
You're
then
just stressing yourself out.
yeah, and they'll never accept the truth,
No.
you know. Even now, I bet they're probably still saying it's a cover up.
Yes.
The Illuminati arranged
They
this interview
sacrificed
with
her.
Players Tribune, and
Yes.
it's all a cover up. Chatri is involved with the deep state, and
Yes.
he doesn't want like
He's an
the
agent. He's an agent
yeah
for the for the deep state.
he doesn't want to expose that COVID was a sham, whatever. So
So
get a
stupid.
grip, you. I don't want to insult anyone, but get a
Complete
grip.
morons, man.
Stop being so disrespectful. Just show some minor level of human respect. Is my advice to you. You don't have to. You're still welcome to pollute the
And
chat here.
yeah, and all you guys are in the chat talking about like free speech. We don't even ban you guys. Like our moderator is gone now, so like he's not here to like ban everybody because there's no need to do that. But we're open to all opinions. But when you guys go too far and get into these conspiracy theories, it's just sad. And then you hide behind fake names and fake accounts. It's just sad. I mean, you guys are just sad people. And Angela has something real to be sad about. You guys are just sad people. You know what I mean? You guys are just. You're probably not even in the basement. You're probably in the garage, in the shed.
Yeah, and flip the script where you go through something like this, where you have a
Exactly.
family member who does this, and a bunch of people blow up your mentions.
Or are you gonna say to your family like, get over it? Is
Mhm.
that what you're gonna say to your family at the funeral? Get over it. People live, people die. Get over it. Like, is that what you're gonna say? Your family will beat the living dog out of you.
Snot, dog
Yeah.
snot.
Yeah, I try to censor myself.
Yeah,
Right. So yeah, I just hope that she does something that she wants to do. Okay. I hope that she does something that she
yeah,
wants to do and she becomes happy with what the next step of her life is. If it's fighting, it's fighting, you know what I mean? And then we're gonna go
yeah. I
and
think
watch her fight and cover her as best as possible. But if it's not, it's not, man.
I think one of our trolls was knocking me for comparing Angela Lee to Ronda Rousey and Conor. I'm not saying she's as big as Ronda Rousey or Conor McGregor, but in comparison, she is the Ronda Rousey or Conor McGregor of one championship. I think that is a completely fair comparison to make. The company was built on her. She was their biggest star. Take it from me. I've worked at this company for nearly 7 years, and you should see some of the traffic that Angela Lee does, especially back in the day when she was on the rise. Incredible numbers that will blow your mind. People love her. She's a star. They love to see her win. They love to see her lose. She gets people talking. She is the biggest star in one championship still, and she is. I would say that even ahead of Demetrius Johnson, even ahead of Rod Tang, whoever. They haven't been able to build anyone like her since.
Yeah.
She is one championship, but
Yeah.
those eras come to an end, and if she walks away, the company's in a different era now anyway, and I think
Yeah.
it can survive without her. But for a while, she carried that whole company, I think, on her back, and I'm sure this is what contributed to this whole thing she's talking about. She felt the pressure. She didn't want to disappoint anyone. But I'm also sure that no one would have been disappointed in her. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one would have been disappointed if she wasn't able to make that fight. But fighters and people in life put pressure on themselves, and I've been in their shoes. I felt those kind of similar feelings myself. It is mental health, yeah, and it can get magnified to a horrible extent in a position like that where you are the face of a burgeoning fight company like that. So, look, it's this whole thing is tragic. Let Angela find peace, whatever she wants to do. Let's support her. and stop trolling all these weird comments.
Well, it's nothing new. It's nothing new.
Yeah, it's nothing new. I bet if you met her in real life, you wouldn't say any of this stuff to her. Well, first of all, if you did, she'd knock you out, and or her brother would, or
Yeah.
her mum would. So it's all right. But have some common decency, please, and some respect.
It's pretty wild, man. It's gonna be interesting to be in Singapore next week with her around,
Yeah.
to see and to observe, you know, observe like what's going on, and then we get to see, like, we get to witness her announcement.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's I just have I have a feeling she's gonna leave, so that's all good. But yeah, I can't lie. It's that was a shocking thing to read last night. Yeah, so I was just about to go to bed actually, and then it dropped, and I had to jump on the news. So I've been pretty tired all day. I couldn't sleep actually. I was up till 2 or 3 a.m. writing that, and then I just was wired. It was tough to. Yeah, the whole thing has been tough to follow and to cover professionally. So I hope Angela has found some peace now, and the family can rebuild from this point. I think it's a good step forward for them. But yeah, I don't know. It was very sad. Sorry, Northern Thai garden guy. I was really sad to hear Angela's story and her suffering like that. Yes, that is it. Very sad. Most of these trolls are Drake's followers under different names. Chuck, I don't, I don't doubt that. Yes,
Exactly. I do
like we
not doubt.
said, there's one guy with 4 computer screens in his basement or his whatever.
Is it Drake? That's
It could be Drake tanking the show.
Yes, it's Drake.
But
Drake's
anyway,
success.
yeah, it's been a tough day or two, and yeah, it's good. It's kind of lucky we have a fight now to look forward to, a big fight, and we'll be there. I'm getting up in a few hours, not a few hours. I'll be up about 4 a.m., 5 a.m., something like that. Head to the airport, fly to Bangkok. We've got Rod Tang versus Super Leg. We'll have a bunch of interviews, won't we, John?
Yes,
It's going to
sir.
be
We'll
fun.
be there.
Yeah. I'm wondering, is there any other news we can talk about? I don't want to just keep it on this very sad note for another half hour or so, but I said to you we'd do an hour, so I don't know.
Rotang and Superlek, right? We did the media thing yesterday,
Yeah.
the virtual press
Oh,
conference.
oh,
And these
Takeru.
guys,
Did we talk about that?
Takeru, yes, these guys are legit like buddies. I mean, it's kind of weird to see that, like, that these guys are gonna go in there and fight for a title, but they're really buddies with each other. Like, they are close. I don't know if a lot of people actually know that, but it's gonna be weird, man. But these guys are prize fighters, though. That's the difference. These guys could be buddies, but in Thailand, it's a different culture, right? And everybody's a prize fighter that fights. So you're fighting for money. So you could be fighting, whoever it is. It could be your best friend, But if it's for money or a title, they're gonna jump on it, man. Especially with Rod Tang making 10 million baht a fight.
Yeah, I know the picture there was a nice picture I put on my Twitter. Actually, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Superlek posted it on Facebook. So yeah, I joked on my Twitter that there's a lot of bad blood between these two guys, and it's like Superlek just hugging Rod Tang backstage in Lumpini. So yeah, these guys are not enemies. They are friends. They play football together regularly. They know each other for years. They didn't want to fight each other. We made them fight by just constantly shouting about it and saying Rod Tang was ducking everyone. This is
Nick is
our fault, John.
responsible. Nick
Yes,
is responsible for this
I
fight.
am responsible for this fight, and I'm sorry about that. But I know Chatri's doing a live as well at the moment, so I'm just
Oh,
kind
is
of
he?
I'm checking in with someone that's giving me live updates on this.
What is he talking about?
Okay, I've got some brief stuff here. He says he doesn't know when Takeri will fight. He's saying that Pettenong took horse steroids to make
What?
himself bigger and faster. He said
Horse there.
Petrosian will come back in March for his last ever fight. About Ongla and Sang, he says he doesn't know because he hasn't spoken to him for 3 or 4 months. So those are the current updates from Chatri's Facebook Live.
Was it like in Thai or something?
Yeah, he's doing a live. It's in Thai, so he usually does it before a big event.
Yeah. Thailand is one championship territory, man. Let's just keep it real. It's their territory. Yeah, but super leg, Rodtang. I've been talking to people, like the Muay Thai people at the gyms and stuff, and man, some of these guys are telling me that Rodtang, him being the favorite, it makes sense because the style that he fights, especially with the smaller gloves, it actually favors him against super leg. They said if they were fighting pure Muay Thai with the big gloves, then super leg would probably be able to, take Rodtang out. But they're telling me that with the small gloves, Rodtang that's his world. So maybe we're underestimating Rodtang, man, tremendously. That's what they say, and they know Muay Thai better than me.
Well, yeah, I just know it was what was interesting from the press conference we did yesterday with Chatri as well, when he was saying that, yeah, he wished it was in a 20,000 seat stadium, and I think they could have definitely sold out Impact Arena, which is like 12,000. And yeah, he has some slight regrets, but I don't think he has to do it at Lumpini if you're going to do it on a Friday night, obviously, because they're tied in contractually. But he says, yeah, tickets were being sold for 10 times the price. And I don't think that's an exaggeration.
Scalpers.
Yeah, because, I know I got people in Hong Kong asking me for tickets. Literally, they want to book a flight and go tomorrow. Go on Friday. They're asking, can you get me in? I know you cover it. And like, you come sit with me in the media room in the back if you want and chill in that really cold room. There's a nice aircon in there. But
Nick's gonna have like 10 people in the media room
watching the TV. I was
Yeah.
like, you can see Rodtang or Super come in after they win.
It's
You
actually
can
not a
see-
bad place to
it's
be,
not a
right?
bad
In
little
that media
deal,
room.
yeah.
Yeah, because you get to see the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, can I get you in to the fight? Probably not. It's sold out. Yeah, it's
Chacha even
legit
said to us,
sold out.
he said to us, like directly out of his mouth, that you're not going to be able to get tickets. It's impossible.
Yeah, so that's a positive sign for the company.
Definitely.
But this fight should have been, I think, at a bigger arena. 12,000. They could have done that. Impact Arena for sure on a Friday night.
To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure they discussed it, but it was just contracts, man. When you have contracts and you got one of the biggest fights coming up in the last couple of years, and they're trying to tell you that they're not gonna do it in your venue, and they want to go to a different venue, and you got a contract with the organization, you can tell them like, no, you guys are gonna do it in my venue. We got a contract, right? So it makes sense, that they're not doing it in the Impact Arena, which is like right down the street from where we stay, the hotel and everything.
Yeah, I think the whole point is just it's going to do a monster rating, probably the biggest TV rating ever for a Muay Thai show or whatever, in recent memory. And they're going to be able to shout about that on their social media. They're going to be able to put that in the slideshows and stuff. And they're going to be able to say, millions of people tuned in and watched this. It's going to be something they can crow about, So it makes sense for that sacrifice in gate because it's going to do huge ratings. It's going to be a big buzz. It's going to have a lot of people talking about it all over social media. I think a lot of people are going to tune in on YouTube as well. A lot of casuals. I think it'll still be a huge success. And the atmosphere will still be great. You've been in there, John, when it's packed out, and it's nothing quite like it. It's very intimate atmosphere. It's great. It's like a cauldron, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
It's
I
hard
like
to describe.
to be honest with you, I like the smaller venues more than the bigger one. The bigger ones, yeah, they're great for the organization. They make a lot of money in the gate, concessions, whatever. But as a viewer, you want to be in small venues. You want to be in like a Lumpini or, even like Roger Demir, like that place. That place is pretty nice as well. It's small, compact, actually smaller than Lumpini. But yeah, it's much more. It's better to watch because you're so close to the action.
Well, okay, we do have some breaking news here, which
What?
you and I knew already, I think, John. But
Oh no!
Chatri's
Really?
just said it on
You just
his.
broke it?
He just said it out loud on Facebook.
All right, then you can say it.
I don't want to say it.
It's like soup. It's like Candyman.
Yeah, Superman. Superbon, prepare yourselves, is out. Injured of the Tawanchai fight. I heard this already. It's
But what are
confirmed.
they doing? Like, what are they doing though? He's out of the fight now. What are they doing about that?
They're
Is it
trying to
even?
find a replacement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for Tawanchai.
Yeah,
But
who's gonna? What lamb are they gonna bring into slaughter on that
yeah.
night? Nabil's gonna step in. He gain some weight.
I tell you what, I'm just gonna put this on our Instagram. But yeah, maybe Nabil step in. He's big enough, isn't he?
Yeah, and nobody wants to fight him as well. So maybe maybe he could step in. Who? I guess you could have to turn his fight into. If it stays a title fight, then there's a lot of contenders. Maybe they're calling the contenders right now, like Akiyamoto. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is it. This is it. Now's the time to make some money in one championship. You've got 2 weeks' notice or whatever to save the
Step
day because
up.
they already moved Haggerty and Andrade back a month to November. So now there is no main event. It is JDB against Daniel Williams, and you got Mikey Musumeci against Shinya Oki. But I think you need something else, a little more sizzle to sell that main event there. The
Well, you need
ties are
some
not going to
ties.
come in. Yeah, that's it.
You need
That
some
is it.
ties, right? Yeah, that sucks. But if Taiwan Chai stays on the card, and fights somebody, maybe even defends the title, I think that's what probably will end up happening, right? They're gonna bring in somebody, whoever says yes. Akimoto. Who else is in the rankings?
God, I don't even know.
Exactly. Let me
I need to look at it. So I bring it up on screen. I'm just going to post this. Breaking Superbon injured out of Taiwan Chai fight. Oh, it's painful to type. It is
All right,
painful.
so Taiwan Chai Muay Thai is a Muay Thai champion. Superbon's number one contenders, so he's not fighting. Chai is number 2, but he just lost. But do you think he steps in? Possibly.
Chai.
Yeah, he's
He
number
just
2.
lost, yeah, like you said.
Yeah. Or did they
This
bring
is
in
the
Nicholas Larson or
no way.
Jimmy Vinot?
Jimmy's
Jimmy,
gone.
is he gone?
Yeah, he went with Mexon, right? They were both trying to fight
Ah,
on that card in
but he's still
France.
ranked number 3 in the division.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Pretty
The divisions aren't very deep. Yeah.
yeah.
There's all this crisscrossing doing different sports. They haven't fleshed out the divisions. This is a problem, guys. Who's gonna fill in for Superbon? Oh dear.
Maybe they bring in the MMA fighter to fight him in Muay Thai. I don't know, but
Maybe Petrosian.
I think did I ask who did I ask if they would like move up? Did I ask Taiwan Chai if he would move up and fight Regan? I forgot, but they were saying like he's just way too big or something like that. Like the size
Yeah,
difference is crazy.
I think you would maybe. Could they get Chinggis to come in? Just give him a boatload of money.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Superbon is out of next month's one championship.
Yeah, Chinggis would be
one.
awesome but I doubt he steps in because he seems like he drops a lot of weight.
Oh,
You know,
God.
and it's a process for him, so it'd be hard for him to drop it down to like whatever he needs to drop it down to make the fight. But they might sweeten the pot. They might sweeten the pot, though. Who knows? We will see.
All right. They should sweeten the pot. I think they'll have to. What is it? One fight night, 15.
15.
Oh my goodness, guys! Wasn't ready for such drama on this night. All right, I'm just gonna post this cheeky picture. And there we go.
Superbon.
Right. Superbon out injured.
Man. Tragic news.
One championship looking to find another replacement.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I wonder who they've been calling.
Put your guesses in the chat. Let's see the most ridiculous one, and I'll pick it out.
Yeah, because we've seen some weird ones come up, right? Especially with the non-title fights. Like when they announced like Superleg versus Nabil, like we were all like, what? Right? We were all like confused. But then we found out later that nobody wanted to fight Nabil. So Superleg decided to go fight him.
Well, I put it on social, so let's see if anyone commented on that. Kent Hammer says, "Who cares about Superbon?" Nicola says, "Akimoto." No, says Coach Greg. I wanted to see Superbon fight again. A lot of people upset. Mickey video saying Giorgio Petrosian should fight him. Yeah, but as Chatri also said in this Facebook Live, it is Giorgio wants to fight in March for the last time ever. Tawancho versus Regan Ursel, says K1 Holskin. I don't know about that. You guys really not going to say Alazov? Oh, it said Alazov. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm catching up on the chat. Sorry. That's another one of one's problems, says WMAC. Now, they don't have enough fights in each weight class for each sport, so they're constantly convincing fighters to cross over, and the fighters agree because they need to. Yeah, I think I was alluding to that earlier. I would like to see fully fleshed divisions. So if you do book a super fight and then it falls through, you could just slot in number 1 or number 2. You know what I mean? Very good point there, Chuck. Tamonchai versus Bob Sapp. Book it. I like it. Yeah, it is a mess. Let's see. Is this blowing up? I imagine it's blowing up. Oh, shit. I think Mikey gave him a heel hook, says Adriano Moraes. Yeah, so Mikey's been out there training with Superbon this week and Nongo at Superbon training camp, Bangkok. So from what I know, yeah, he hurt his leg and it's been touch and go for a while. He's been trying to see if he could fight with it, but it's not going to work. So I imagine they'll push that one back. Maybe that'll land on the Qatar card, but there it is. Very, very bad luck continues for one. They've had some rough luck with injuries lately.
Yeah.
And whatever, Andrade Haggerty's gone. Some would say these cards are cursed. Yeah.
Well, every card's cursed because most fights, like half of fights, usually don't go through, or they never even make it to the, to the posters.
Oh. I guess I'll have to write an article on that as well. My Wednesday night has just gone down the pan.
Yeah. So what was it? Petstanong
Petchdong took
caught.
horse steroids.
What?
Horse steroids.
What is it? 1953? What's going on?
Oh, this is a bit of a crazy show. Sorry, guys. We're kind of doing it on the fly, but yes.
Yes.
Ever since drug testing, everyone's getting injured, says Kent. Who knows? Is there a correlation? Yeah.
See, like I would only think of one thing that you would need horse steroids for.
Look,
makes no sense.
Petchdong is not denied doing these or taking these drugs, shall I say? So I don't know what the drugs were. He says it's for recovery.
Remember, he says his doctor gave it to him, right?
Yeah.
So his doctor gave him horse steroids. Like, what kind of doctor is he going to? Dr. Kevorkian?
Oh my god.
What is wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? If it's true, what is wrong with him? Like, what kind of doctor? Like, we've heard of horse meat, right? Eating horse meat, but like horse roids? That is just, that's an intelligence test, right? That's an intelligence test. It's gotta be. Like, what? How are you taking horse roids? Like, I'm gonna have to go ask some people if there's horse roids available in Thailand, like over the counter. I'm gonna have to investigate this. I'll get back to you guys on that. I'm gonna investigate if horse steroids are available over the counter. And then he went to some witch doctor.
Let's have a little look now, huh? What steroids do horses use?
The most common. But what does it do? Because, man, horses are jacked, man.
Yeah. Look at this guy. Jesus.
He's on the same thing Petchdong was on.
Yeah. What was Petchdong on? Let me check.
We need to get the name of. And was it injectable or oral? Like, we need to know.
Petchdong tested positive for metenolone and naldenone. Both are anabolic steroids. Okay.
For horses? Like, what?
Let me cross-check with this list. It's not on this list, yeah.
What is wrong with him?
Oh, all right.
You can't just go get regular steroids. Like, you got to go with like the horse. Like, I guess,
All right, more. He says Jetri is on this live. He says they're doing drug tests after every event and also randomly. Okay.
and they're testing all media members at the venue as well.
Yeah.
So Nick, better be careful, man.
I got some of those horse rides.
Exactly, he's got those horse roids for his to boost his testosterone.
Oh, well, this is this is painful. We're laughing, we're joking now, but Superbon is out of this fight, which is depressing as hell. So, yeah, what are they going to do?
Combat Sports Today on it quick.
Yeah.
They ever got a post up. Superbon is injured and out of his against Taiwan Chai.
I got a post up.
But you,
We up first.
but
baby.
he credited you.
Did he? Oh wow.
Yeah, he credited you and
Oh nice.
SCMP as well. So these
Give me
guys are
some
cool.
followers.
These guys are cool. I've seen them around online.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, they got 200,000 followers.
So
Combat Talk, you say?
Combat Sports Today on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was looking at.
Oh yeah, they're pretty nice to us.
Yeah, they do it right.
Oh yeah. A lot of people upset, it looks like. Sorry to break this news, guys.
Yeah, I think that some people were actually looking more forward to this fight than the Rod Tang Super Leg fight, to be honest. Because I think a lot of people think like that would be more of a technical battle, you know?
Look at
And
my
bigger.
Twitter feed is just cracking me up a bit. I'm gonna some memes, some good memes on my feed here. There's one. I like this one. McGregor, classic. Yeah, everyone's upset, guys. This is tough to take. I'd completely forgotten about it. You know, I think I messaged you, John, when I heard about it the other day. I was hoping it was not going to be true. Kind of forgot about it. So,
Tristan's
especially with all the
chat.
stuff that happened yesterday. Oh, Tristan, wait, what?
He's just finding out, you know.
Yeah.
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 Well, everybody, we broke some news for y'all, and we gave you our reactions to the Angela Lee interview and an article. Now, starting tomorrow, we're going to bring you live coverage of Rotang versus Super Leg. Impini.
Yeah,
Friday.
we're only doing an hour today, guys, because we got to go to bed early, get to Bangkok. So, you know, who's this guy? You know what? I'm just going to block this guy. Come on. Should I do a block?
It's probably a flat earther.
Yeah. You're close to getting blocked, Terminal.
No, don't block him because he's going to come back as, you know, Himnal Terminal.
Yeah.
And then Kent Hamlin will come back as Dan Johnson or something. I don't know. Flip Williams or whatever.
Flip Williams.
Alan Williams or something. Something stupid like that.
Yeah, you're pretty bad, Terminal Hymnal. Pretty bad fan of the show. Always trolling, making negative comments. Maybe I should just block you. Yeah. Should I?
He's one of our biggest fans. Him.
I don't think so.
Kent Hamlin.
He's always making racist comments about Zhang Weili and this and that. Kind of bored of it.
You know, Ken Hamlin is saying racist things too. So, you know.
Yeah.
Because
I don't want to discriminate by only blocking one racist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just let them all in there.
Yeah, fine. You have a stay.
These guys think like, I think these guys think I'm Chinese because they really hate China for some reason.
Yeah, they got this thing against China, and they're not.
When the CIA documents came out, did you see them?
The CIA documents.
And that's the U.S. The U.S. You, Kent Hamlin. You're probably from the U.S. That's you, man. So don't hate them. Blame yourself.
Blame yourself, Kent. That's it.
Anyways, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah,
We'll see you guys
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. I don't want to waste too much more time on Kent and the crew in the chat, but much love to the good guys and girls who are not complete trolls. So thanks for watching, and to the trolls, we'll see you next time. All right, thanks guys. Catch up with us tomorrow. We'll be in Bangkok, bringing you some content from Lumpini Stadium, Rod Tank, Superlek interviews, Sexan, all the crew there. And then the big one, One Friday Fights 34, Friday night, Lumpini Stadium, Bangkok. Don't miss it. See you then.
Bangkok.